Rabbi Sai, we are holding in Chulin Daf Yud Beis, and we're starting 4 lines from the top and the 2 dots. So to Gemara. Omar Nachman, Omar Rav, Ro Echod Sheshochat. You see someone checking. You're going to the Schlacht house, and you see someone checking. If he was a Mashgiach and he started doing Shchita, Mutter Lechol B'Shchitas, you can eat. If Lav also Lechol B'Shchitas. What do you mean? What's the case? If he knows that this guy knows how to do Shchita, Lavali Ra, what do you have to see? You rely on a guy. That's the whole idea of Eiduch HaDor. You go to someone's house, I rely on him. If he doesn't know how to do Shchita, so if he knows he doesn't know how to do Shchita, of course, the guy doesn't know how to Shecht, so you can't rely on the Shchita.
That's a question. You saw him, he doesn't know how to Shecht, but he did a good one, then maybe you still did.
Oh, I'm saying if he doesn't know what he's doing, he may make a mistake. No, I agree. But that's what saying. That's have to see him. In other words, you're right. The Gemara says you have to see him. Of course, you have to see him. If he doesn't know how to Shecht, you don't see him, of course. Says the Gemara, hello. I didn't say you have to see him. Doesn't know. He sees a guy. Shmerel doing Shchita. Shmerel knows do Shchita. Doesn't know how to do Shchita. Label Roy Bitsui Bitsa Shchita Mubchim. You should say that Roy people that are doing Shchita, they know what they do. You can rely on him. How do we know that? Person goes to the market and he finds a shechted chicken. Or guy told the shliach, please do me a favor, go do shchita. But the shachut comes the shliach to the bird, to the chicken. He says someone already shechted. Because shachut, he said it's fine, you can eat it. How I mean, it's a shchita. It's a get to us as well. Forget about say you are in a but it's a little different because you don't have to get to Rabbi Tzvi with the shchita. The point is, if you're coming and seeing stop meat by someone, you assume everything is okay. So similar to that, they're different. It is, I know someone did shchita. Who did shchita? I don't know. Probably the guy who knows how to do shchita did shchita. I don't have to go check me. You're talking about a place which is kosher. Everybody's Jewish. You have a right. You can rely on it. So who did the shchita? Probably the guy who knows. It's not only probably it's a right. Most people that deal with shchita know what they're doing. It's also for us. If I don't know about you guys, for me, if you give me suddenly a cow and a knife, I'll have no clue what I'm doing. Forget about it. I'm probably not gonna be able to kill the cow. Yeah, forget about that. But even if I'm able to, it's gonna be a mess. It's gonna be a mess. Right? In other words, people that know what they're doing usually are
back then people knew shchita.
Right. So even then, most people that are dealing with shchita know shchita. So we're talking about this guy. He sees Shmerel, he knows Shmerel doesn't know Yechezkel. But when the Shochat Kaman Chatzim and Shofir, I see the guy is shechting one sim, the simonim are the 2 pipes that an animal has. Midbright food pipe, which is kind of a veshit, or what we call in the Gemara for an animal is gageris of a veshit. You have to cut both. Now he cut one, and he did a good job. He did it right. Okay. So okay, once he did half good, he probably doing the other one also good. Happened to be that he was lucky. Either Shema Shah, Shema Doris. The other one, maybe not. Well, another Shah means maybe he waited 2 months, or Doris maybe did to 1 shot.
Doesn't matter.
Can I say, listen, if the guy knows what he's doing, he knows what he's doing. Right? Says the Gemara, Bo minei Rav Dimi bar Yosef me'am Nachman. Oy me l'shluchoit tze u'shchoit. Someone does a shliach, go and do shchita. Ve'alach u'motza shachut. Right? So we have, someone does a shliach, go and check, and he finds that it's, and he finds shachut, what we saw before. This was the case we had before. The Gemara was asked, Ma, yeah, like we said before, you assume it's okay. Tell the shliach, go do truma for me. He comes, he sees already someone did truma. Not so clear how he knows it's truma. Maybe there was a basket, there was fruits, and there was some fruits put aside. But he found that it's done. My Omerle ain't Chazkas Torah. I say no, you can't rely on it. So when man of Shach, so sorry, I changed one thing. It's not the same case before. Same case before we talk about it. Someone, he sent the shliach. Actually, it's the same lashon. The way I understood the case before was someone said a shliach and the shliach found the shach. But here we're talking about he sent a shliach to do either shchita or truma, and he comes and he sees actually it's shchita and truma done. But he doesn't know if he did it or not. So shchuto, you say it's fine. In truma not, says the Gemara, man shach, tikazok shliach or shlichu soy, I feel truma nami. Do you assume if you send the shliach, he probably did his job? So if yes, so that's a shchita is good, and that's a truma should be good as well. And if you say no, I don't know, I'm not sure if he did the job. Maybe someone else did it and didn't do it right. So why? I mean, if that's what you want to tell me, that I can't rely on unless the shliach told you I did your shlichus. So it's not good enough. So maybe so why you rely on shchita? One second. So let's. If the Brisa tells you shchita is good, truma is not. So I don't understand. Do you trust the shliach to do his job? If yes, they both should be good.
Right.
Elamai, you don't trust the shliach. Someone else did it and messed it up. So shchita is really good. Says the Gemara, when you go and eat a lot of salt, is an expression of the Gemara. There's a few ways to understand, but one way means when you eat, so in other words, get a little bit. You have to get a little.
Trust somebody. Just because you trust somebody to the shita doesn't mean that it'll be good shita. I cannot trust him. No way to do it, and he'll do
No,
it.
I'm talking about you have a shliach that knows what he's doing. Obviously,
Double chazaka. Chazaka doesn't chazaka that he shacks as well.
you have a guy. You know who he is. Guys, he's a shliach. He does the whole thing.
Good. You don't trust him, you know it's not good.
Okay, so you don't. Says the idea is when he eats a little salt, you'll be smarter. And this comes out because it says that the Gemara in Zvachim we learn that Belach gives you it's an expression of bina. Tevuneu. I mean, you have to be a little spicy. It's like you choose even in today's English. So I mean, then it's the opposite. You're a little salt, get smart. So usually I don't just rely on the shliach. The shchita, even if somebody else did the shchita, Roy Mitsuim, it's a shchita mumchim. Like we said before, I don't know if he did it, unless he comes and tells me, I don't know if he did it or not. But even if he didn't do it, then someone else did it. So shchita is good. But Truma, Toram, have it Torim Shalom Midas, but Torim Shalom Midas ain't Truma so Truma. You can't do Truma for me if I didn't authorize you to do so. Shchita is a mitzias. Is the animal dead or not dead? If she's dead right away, you can eat it. So I didn't say I sent Beryl to do the shlichus. But I'm not sure if he did it or maybe Gadi did it. Even if Gadi did it, it's good enough because the shchita was done. But not because you don't have because you don't even do shlichus with it. It's a mitzias. Shlichus is only I need to do a chalois. I create something. Should do for him. Exactly. You can't do true for somebody else. Right. It needs to be done with my permission because I'm giving it as a gift to the client. Right?
Not minutes by getting. They both die. They both die.
Who does?
Yeah.
No, it's a different case of shlichus. But here, okay, so the other case is who did it first. I'm saying is the shlich does shlichus, so it could be it doesn't. But I'm going to rely on the shchita. Say about labor, roy mitzvim, it's a shchita mumchimen. Tanoi, this idea that you assume that everybody knows what he's doing. It's a the time. Person lost his called sheep. Is kids. It's called kids, not sheep. Kitty, and his chicken. He goes and he finds that it's shechted. Ha! Now what do you do? Abiuda says you can't eat it. Why? I don't know who shechted. So you see, the Chulin says, do you assume that people know what they're doing? I think Abiuda is right that you assume it's no good if you found the meat in the garbage. Because why is it in the garbage? Because probably it was done wrong, right? But if you find it in the house, sitting on the table, Probably not good. My love. Now this is what we have on this price. My love, back up. What's the machlokes? The Masova. What? Huh?
Chef is animal, it's not his.
Who?
Well, the guy's boss, his chickens and his goat.
Yeah.
Someone else found it, took it, chef it.
Yeah. I hear, right? Okay, good question. You say, how does it do with Hadas? He's gonna pay him. I hear. But
I like shachte it, but I guess he was doing me a favor. Like, you know what? I'll shachte it for him.
I hear.
Just leave it there.
I'll leave it there.
Okay, good question. I hear the question. Says the Gemara, my la back. What's the machlokes? Masova mi word to shchita mumchem. Whoever shechtas knows what he's doing, she can eat it. Masova lo mi word to shchita mumchem. That's the machlokes. So Omar, I'm not going to eat the gloy. The kule alma roy mitzuyim shchita mumchem. No, everybody agrees that I'm assuming the people know what they're doing. Everybody agrees in the house you can eat it. We're going to address in a moment what Rebbe said. In the house you can eat it because I'm assuming whoever shechter knows what he's doing. Meaning in the garbage outside. So why it's clear it became nevelo. Because why he threw it out. He threw it in the garbage of the house. One holds, even in a velo, we'll leave it at home. You put it in the home garbage. He won't put it in a veil in the house garbage because it stinks, as she says. In other words, if it's edible, so he puts it over there, maybe he doesn't eat it, and maybe he eventually gives it to somebody else. So he's not completely throwing it away. The Svar of the Gemara, it sounded like by us, whereas the garbage of the house is out. Meaning you're not dealing. Here, the garbage of the house was something you put things aside. Your intention is to throw it out, but you may use it. So the fact of giving my option to use it tells me it's not an avail. So it comes out, that's the machlokes is only if I know, if they put it on the table, everybody says I trust him, he probably knows what he's doing. Threw it away, it's an avail. I don't know when he put it in the garbage of the house, which means he put it aside. Omar, 1 second. Now let's go to the Hemshech of the price. Omar Rebbe, Nirim Divrei Yudo, Shemitzom Ba'ashbo. I agree with Rabbi Yudo, you found it in the garbage. My ashbo, which ashbo? In the market. Right? Rabbi says, I agree if you found it in the garbage. 1 second. Found in which garbage? The garbage of Bashuk? We said that everybody agrees that that's no good. So what do you mean? You say I agree that there's a problem. Everybody, there was no machlokes there. Helmai saying no. In the home garbage. And there's the machlokes, I hold that is neveil. Ema seifo, let's see the next part of Rebbe. If it's found in the house, I agree it's kosher. My bias. Bias mamish. You just said everybody agrees in the house it's kosher. You said the only machlokes is the garbage of the house. Kasha the Rebbe. So what happens? They're arguing in the garbage of the house. Says Rabbi, I agree in the garbage of the house, it's nevela. And I agree in the garbage of the house that it's kosher. You just said no. The only machlokes is there. So what does Rabbi say? Says he wanted to be based on base. Achikoma. Nirim diva Rabbi Yudo le Rabbi Chanina Rabbi Sagli. Not the Rabbi says I agree with him. He says these two people that are arguing with each other, two Amorai, they're arguing with each other. And two Tanoim, they're not arguing everything. They agree with each other. He's only arguing the house for the house. Why delay? There's another Gusto that says that the other one agrees that the house is kosher. And in other words, he's not saying I agree. He says they agree to each other in case 1 and in case 3. They're only arguing in case 2. But really, we assume that everybody who shechts knows what he's doing. Everybody throws it away, knows it's an avelo. What about semi-throwing it away? That's the machlokes. Very good. Atkan, that was it's a little hemshech of chazaka, a little bit shtichus. The Yisrael roy people, there's a roy that people do it right way. Very good. Says Shema kilkilu lektani ela Shema yekalkilu. Says don't give the chesed of kadon because they may come to ruin it. Why don't you say they? Because they ruined it. You're afraid they ruined it, but they're going to ruin it in lashon asin in future tense. So meaning, even if people are standing on them, don't rely on them lechatchila, because kilkul mashma they are mood, they're they cause problems. So don't trust it. Yeah, if they did do it and someone's on top of them, it's kosher b'di'evet. But l'chatchila, don't give it to them because they may cause problems. That's what the Yechezkel comes to tell you. It's not only maybe they did something once in the past. I'm assuming they will do in the future. Anybody who did shchita, I mean, we talk about chel and the cases that were brought before, like a mumar or all these cases. Someone sees them, it's good. Mantana de lebeinim kavana l'shchita. So how's the Gemara? Why? What about you don't need kavana over here? Because the chesed with someone's on top of him, he doesn't have kavana. So he says over here, you see that someone's standing on top, but he doesn't make kavana, and he asks for other places where you see it is kavana. Kavana? Oh, kavana the shecht. Kavana the shecht. Very good. Rashi says, if you want to see the Rashi, that chesed got lechaticha be'alam mechav. They just played the cut. Elam das is covering the shchita. And they just want to cut. Want to make some blood over here, but they don't have kavana of shchita. Omar Rabbi of Nosani, that Shitas of Nosani, the Tani or Shaya Zir, the Chavrayo. That's his name. His name is Shaya Zir, the small Shaya, from the place called Chavrayo. Zora Kazak Saki Lortz of a Kaisel. What's the name of that game that you throw like darts? Throwing a dart, a knife. Happens with a knife. And as you're doing it, shoot. It goes through the neck of an animal and it shuts it. Rabbi Nosson Machshir B'Chachamim Poisim. Rabbi Nosson is kosher. Rabbi Nosson is kosher. Who telling the boy? Look at Rabbi Nosson. We pass Rabbi Nosson. One second, I need to go back and forth. We said before Eshchito. He did it twice. He went shush. I went back. So then it works the Shchito, and that's good enough. So you see, you don't have to have kavanah. The guy had no intention. He was playing. He was shooting darts. Right?
Is there a match like that? The ace knew how to do that?
I think so. Yeah.
It was in there through knives.
Shchito.
And it went back and forth somehow.
It goes back and forth because it hit the wall and came back. For example, that's like a boomer. As we said, we're going to go on to the Mishnah, the next daf. Does a katan have a kata machshava or not? What does it mean? So let's see a little bit of the Gemara and then we'll see the explanation. Does a katan have a maise? Did he do something? Does it work or not? Maishno maise deloy, can we violate? Maise, I don't have any question. And now I have a Mishnah. Mishnah maise. Their maise is a maise. Machshava nami lo tibayile dan ein le machshava. Says clearly I have no machshava. What are we talking about? So let's see. The Gemara is going to bring a case. But that we have a din. Could have to see the Mishnah. They don't understand the discussion. We have a din that in order for something to get tumah, you need to go and make it a kli. Something which is not yet fully formed doesn't get tumah. To get tumah, it has to be fully formed. Now, there's two ways to make something fully formed. Either you actually do it, or you decide I'm going to use it the way it is. So either I make it, I have some piece of wood, I carve it, I make a beautiful plate from it. That's it. That's a mice. Or I decide I'm going to use the piece of wood the way it is. I want to use it as a table, as the top of the table, right? So it's either a mice or a machshava. Says it like this, and that. That's it. Leave it. Let's go to the detail in one moment. So it's all right. The Gemara is asking now conceptual idea. Is the machshava by katan? Is the mice by katan? Where does this come to application? Let's see. Did not. The Gemara is going to get to that. Did not. Ha'oloin ve'arimoin ve'egos. You have different wood, right? Rashi says oloin instead of fruit, and arimoin is the pomegranate, and the egos have these fruits. Shechokekum tinoikos lamud be'em off. They carved into it because they want to use it to put sand in it, making sand boxes, right? Or they want to use it to put it on the scale. Spain, because they have a mice, so they made the kli into the kli. It says the one that you own and there's no machshava. Meaning, if they just think I want to use the wood, that doesn't make it into Mikabel Tumah. So clearly, mice yes, machshava no. What's the question? Says the Gemara, machshava greidoso loy kavibayile. I didn't ask a machshava. You're right, machshava they don't have. So you can determine what they're thinking based on what they're doing. Tegoy, te'avo kaime oilo bedorim. Those are korban oilo. I'm going to Victor. Talk about have a korban. They take that animal from the dorm to bring it to the north. The shachta. The shaila is, does he have kavana for shchita or not? The fact that he brought it to the north shows that's kavana. Maybe he didn't have room, so he brought it today. He doesn't know what he's doing. The fact that the mice doesn't show it or not. The way Rashi learns, the way Tosfos understands in Rashi, is that we're talking like this. If he did a mice with a dibur, meaning like the case of making the sandbox, he made it and says, "I'm going to put this for sand." She's doing a mice and he's saying what he's doing. Then a cotton can do that. If he has only dibur, no mice, and he say, "I want to use this for the table," no, it doesn't work. The stuff of the Gemara is if he did a mice without talking, I don't know what he meant. That's the stuff. That's a Rashi learns. Tosfos disagrees very strongly, not going down to all the riots. But Tosfos learns like this. Maise is talking about no dibur at all. But when you have a maise which is clear what you're meaning to do. For example, you're making a sandbox. You're open saying it, I know what you're doing. There's no shine of what you're doing. That's called maise. Dibur means just talking. Maise, and Machshav because of maise, they're doing a maise, which I'm not so sure what you meant. I take the carbon from the south to the north. Is it because it's a carbon or because of room? I don't know. So that's the Gemara says, is a cotton can determine something with that. So we did find Rabbi Yochanan not. Hamale peiros lagag. Someone peiros lagag brings his fruits to the roof. Because he doesn't want worms. He puts it out there to dry it. He yard the lame towel, and then dew came on top of them. So here we have some idea to the cleaning. When you put water on fruits, it gets stony. But you have to want the water to be in the fruits. It's called the chiyuta. You did it. You put it on it. I put it on the roof. I had no intention for the water. I did it for the worms. No chiyuta. The dew is water, and it makes the fruit kosher l'kabel tumah. When a fruit gets water, then it's receptacle. You have to want it. You have to be interested in the water going on the fruits. Gemara says, if you are the matal, ain't no mechiyut. But if he has kavono, that he wants the water to be there, so here he goes, he puts it up there. I don't know what he meant. If he doesn't, we'll ask him. I mean, he knows himself. Do I want to have it should be watered or don't want it to be watered? Hey, loom comes a child and does it. They put it up there. I don't know why they did it. Even though they say, no, I did it for the water. Doesn't do anything. They did it. There's a machshav only. I don't know what you meant. He didn't turn them around. When he turned them around means he wants the water to mix well. So some do, then he turned down the fruit. So the other side, you get water too. Oh, now I see why you put the fruits on the water. Even a cotton. So what do you see? You see over here, that's called machshav tenikem. According to Tosfos, is very clear. He did a ma'aseh. He didn't say a word, but I see from what he did, what he meant. According to Rashi, you can still explain. Maybe he just wants to turn it around because he wants to play with it. But it could be he's doing it for the water. I don't know. That's called he's doing a ma'aseh that can determine based on his ma'aseh what he means. So you see that the ma'aseh through machshava, a machshava that's sneaker from the ma'aseh works by a katan. So the Raisa, the Rabbanah. Yeah, l'chumra. I say that when a katan does something which I clear what he means, it's considered to be a ma'aseh. That's the Raisa. That's the Rabbanah. But there's the word the Raisa l'kula as well, right? That was the question. So, so what will be the ma'aseh l'kula? Will be for oila, korban oila. Take the korban oila from the south and bring it to the north. Do I say that now he has I say it's a kosher carbon? I go to Chulin. That was one way to say it. Now it's a little different. Does he have a maise or not? Yeah, okay. Okay, so where it says, you should speak whatever machshava. Why are you asking only about the mice and about machshava? The different gears, so they say the same thing. Maish machshava the look baile, the daniel machshava. Says clear there's no machshava. Mice and daniel tibai dan yesh mice, which is the Mishnah we mentioned before. Hakikari baile. Deraiso derabano. Do I say that it's deraiso, meaning that I'm soymich and it's deraiso only it's a chumah derabano? Apashad lahem. What was the answer? Yesh lehem mice afilu midaraisa. Mice they have. It's a good mice midaraisa. Ein lehem machshava afilu midarabano. Meaning, let's say according to Rashi, they do a mice which they're talking and then it's very good. They're only talking, no good. The rice derabano, even on the chumah. Machshavta mitkev to ma'isov. I say ein midarabano yeshla. So what's the communal gabe shchita? Shchita's kachim. Because we just learned about kochesh doing regular shchita. Shchita of a kachim. Well, if he does the shchita and he says that he's doing it l'shem, and he says he's doing it for that purpose, so then it'll be okay. If he's not, if it's only mikra b'toch ma'aseh, if they're going from the south to the north, so the chumrah it's good, but not the kula, so I can't say mechanit. Now ends the Gemara with something which is a little straight right. It's near Davka. This is how we finish Masechet Menachos. This is the last words of Masechet Menachos, the same words. How do I know someone did kosher without kavana? I mean, it's clear why it's here, but why are we repeating it? We just said you have to have machshava. Someone does kosher, he's asik. He doesn't know what he's doing. It's possible. Shenema shagas ben abakush. There's shchita l'shem ben abok. Has to shchita l'shmo. Oh, zubi adenu. I know that. But la'akev minayin. How do you know it's be'akev? If you did it, it's possible. It says l'tzoyin chem tizbechul l'dait chem zvoich. You have to do it l'das. That's the last words of Masechet Menachos. So we have to have das. That's why Kotan needs to have das as well. But he has a mindset, and the mindset is with clear das, not machshav kept to myself. So then it works as well as a Kotan. So Kotan can do things and just can't rely on his das only. You need to come, meaning you see from here. But when a Kotan does something and now his Maise clarifies what he's doing, and he's doing a Maise, so then even a Kotan is shaykh to that. So that's the Chiddush who comes out from this.